Two leaders stand at a precipice. A crisis has struck, identical in its ferocity for both. The external facts are the same, yet their paths diverge sharply from this shared point of impact. One will break, the other will break through. The difference? Not circumstance. The difference lies within. It is the discipline of perception. Leader A sees only the cataclysm. Fear becomes their compass, blame their language. Decisions are reactive, hesitant, born of panic. Morale plummets. The organization falters, then fractures. This leader breaks, not because the challenge was insurmountable, but because their perception made it so. Leader B, facing the same tempest, sees something different. They acknowledge the danger, yes, but within the chaos, they search for an opening. They perceive the crisis as a forced pivot, an opportunity to innovate, to strengthen. Their focus shifts from what is lost to what can be done. This perception galvanizes their team. The storm did not choose a favorite. It was the internal landscape, the leader's perception, that charted the course. One saw an ending, the other a transformative beginning. This is the crucible of leadership. It is the power to turn fire into light. We all fall into it, the judgment trap. It is that first unthinking reaction to an event. That instant label, this is bad. This initial judgment acts like a filter. It dictates our emotional response before reason can even get its boots on. For a leader, this trap is particularly perilous. It can cloud vision, distort strategy, and lead entire teams astray. This trap ensnares leaders by short-circuiting clear thought. When a challenge arises, the mind craves quick understanding, so it jumps to conclusions. These swift judgments feel true in the moment, but they are often based on incomplete information. The trap limits options before they are even explored. Perception is the gatekeeper of this inner citadel. It's not about denying reality. A crisis is a crisis, but perception determines the meaning we assign to these events. Leaders who consistently break through understand this. They cultivate an awareness of their initial judgments. They learn to pause, to question that first instinctive label. Events, simply. It is our judgment, our perception, that attaches the value. The challenges of leadership are not new. 2 millennia ago, the Stoic philosophers confronted these same battles. They developed a practical philosophy for navigating life's turbulence with wisdom. Their insights are potent tools for today's leaders. Epictetus stated, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views which they take of them." External events are neutral. It is our interpretation that introduces disturbance. The Stoics practiced the discipline of assent, pausing before accepting an impression as truth. They focused on what was in their control. Stoicism is not about suppressing emotion, it is about understanding its true source, our judgments. Change the judgment and the emotional storm subsides. This is the strength to choose reason over reactivity. The wisdom of the Stoics finds echoes in modern neuroscience. Our brains are wired for survival. When faced with a threat, the amygdala can hijack rational thought. For a leader, this can lead to impulsive actions. Our perceptions shape our neural landscape. Repeated negative perceptions carve deep pathways in the brain. Conversely, constructive perception builds resilient neural pathways. Leaders who manage their perceptions can regulate their emotional responses. Neuroplasticity shows our brains can reorganize themselves. we can rewire our brains for greater resilience and effective leadership. Perception isn't just passive intake, it's an active process. For leaders, sharpening this internal lens is fundamental. Strategic labeling. Words have power. Choose neutral or empowering terms. Reframing. Look for alternative interpretations. Ask, what can I learn? How can this make us stronger? Maintain a judgment journal. Write down events and initial judgments. Revisit and question those judgments. This builds self-awareness and empowers perceptions. The art of reframing is central to perception. It transforms obstacles into opportunities. Reframing is a pragmatic skill. It involves a clear-eyed assessment and a shift in perspective. Every obstacle presents a choice. See it as a barrier or a challenge. Practical examples: a budget cut forces creativity. A project failure provides invaluable data. Reframing strengthens with use. Leaders develop peripheral vision for opportunity. They see potential for learning and adaptation. Perception helps create opportunities where others see dead ends. In sports and military combat, perception is critical. Athletes train their minds as much as their bodies. A single misperception can unravel preparation. The mental game often separates victor from vanquished. Imagine a basketball player at the free throw line. One perceives a miss as failure, another adjusts and focuses. Military leaders face incomplete, ambiguous information. The ability to maintain objective perception is paramount. Misinterpretation can lead to disaster. Clear perception identifies opportunities and inspires courage. In high-stakes arenas, perception is a tool for navigating reality. Athletes and soldiers train to control responses and maintain focus. Their experiences offer lessons for leaders in any field. Mastering perception is a core competency for thriving under pressure. Perceptual discipline is vital in organizational leadership. Leaders face challenges, market dynamics, technologies, conflicts. Their perception influences decisions, culture, and resilience. Consider a company facing an economic downturn. One leader sees disaster, another sees realignment. Handling negative feedback, perceive it as a gift, not an attack. Effective leaders model constructive interpretation. They frame challenges as opportunities for growth. They cultivate an organizational mindset resilient to obstacles. This means seeing problems through a lens of possibility. It empowers the organization to respond effectively. Perception sets the tone. The leader's greatest power lies in mastering their inner world. What we see is shaped by our perception. This lens can be clouded by fear or polished by discipline. Commit to perceptual discipline. It is a daily commitment to self-awareness. Question initial judgments and reframe thoughts. Reflect on internal narratives. Are they empowering or limiting? Reshape narratives to unlock resilience and creativity. Master perceptions to master responses. Lead with clarity, courage, and resilience. The obstacle is the way. Perception lights the path.